What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Off the Grid, a Power Rangers podcast. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and this is the show where we talk everything going on in the world of Power Rangers, whether that be any movies stuff going on, the television shows, the comics, which we're going to talk about today, even some toys and collectibles. And this show specifically is just going to focus on Mighty Morphin number 4, the most recent issue from Boom Comics that just came out today. I just picked it up on the shelf today and I just read it. Like, I literally finished it about 10 minutes ago. So I am pumped, and we're going to get into all the reasons why right here in a minute. But just want to wish everybody good happiness, good health, whatever you want to call it. I hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, we are just going to talk about heavy spoilers for Mighty Morphin number 4. The current run, one of the runs from Boom Comics regarding Power Rangers, focusing on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Earth. And yeah, but real quick, want to tell you guys where you can get a cool shirt like this, designed by Jake Berlin, the guy who does all the graphics for this show. You can go to tpublic.com. I'm going to put the links in the description of this video. You can get some off-the-grid merchandise. If you're a movie fan, we have a movie podcast called Apocalypse Movies, spelled just how it sounds, but with an X at the end. And we have merchandise for that show as well. Bunch of cool stuff going on. And don't forget to check out that YouTube channel, Apocalypse Movies. But this channel and this show is just to talk about Power Rangers. And right now, the best thing in Power Rangers is the comics. Are the comics. Multiple, whatever you want to call it. And look, I've liked the setup so far of these Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers and the first 3 issues of each side. I've liked it, and I've shown that, like, okay, it's all kind of set up. Not filler, but set up. And I've enjoyed it, but I wasn't over the moon. And I was annoyed that they were dragging on the Green Ranger issue for so long. And look, we are talking spoilers, so if you have not read the issue, don't watch this video unless you don't care. But I was right. Matthew Cook, is the Green Ranger. If you don't know who Matthew Cook is, he was introduced years ago in the Go-Go Power Rangers comics. He is Kimberly's boyfriend in that issue. At one time, he gets kidnapped by Rita, taken hostage by Rita, and he's stuck there with her, and he kind of has this traumatic experience, and he's always kind of suffered from that. He finds out who the Rangers are. They lied to him this whole time. Obviously, his heart is broken by Kimberly. He can't believe his friends lied to him. He knows who the Rangers are. And I had been saying for years, way before they ever introduced that there would be a Green Ranger, another Green Ranger, way before we knew the significance of the Matt character, like that he would have a bigger role going forward. Before Power Morphicon 2018, where I was at, where they kind of hinted that Matt was going to take on a bigger role, I said, look, there's no reason they can't figure out a way to bring the green power coin back somehow, some way, and have a Green Ranger alongside the White Ranger. I said this. I have videos of it. I'm going to find my videos talking about it. And that my prediction or my want was that it was going to be Matt. Because I like the Matt character. He knows who they are. He wanted to be a Power Ranger. He wanted to be a hero. It made so much sense, and I was right. And look, I'm not usually the person to be like, haha, told you so, I was right. But look, this was a huge thing going on in the Power Ranger comics for a long, long time. And I mention it like every episode of my show almost. And I just have to, I gotta celebrate this one. This was a huge one. And I'm so happy that it's Matt. But let's talk about the entire issue. We kind of started with the end of the issue. Let's talk about the whole entire thing. So these Mighty Morphin runs have been starting with flashbacks thousands of years ago with Zordon when he was in life form on Eltar around the galaxy as a guardian. And this starts with he's dueling with his, I forget the name, but kind of his commander. And they're dueling, and he says, oh, he ate some of the local food on the planet when he was on the mission, and he threw up 6 times or whatever. And he thinks that he's going to be in trouble for that because one of their rules is not to eat the local food. But instead, this guy, his commander, wants to promote him to Chief Guardian meaning if something happens to his commander, he would then take his place. And Zordon's like, no, what about your dude, the guy who's been your number 2 for years? And he says, nope, Zordon, you're the guy. And they talk about Dark Spectre, who is a major villain introduced in the Power Rangers lore around, Power Rangers Zeo and Turbo, and then Power Rangers in Space. So he's name dropped. I think he's always going to play a bigger role. And it's probably going to tie into what's going on with Eltar right now. So that's probably why they're showing us these flashbacks. So we jump to modern day. It picks up right where it left off. The Megazord, the White Tiger Zord, are fighting this Super Chaos Putty. And they kind of underestimate it. And it shoots a hand at them. Takes down the Thunder Zord. Bunch of little putties start attacking them. And then the White Tiger Zord tries to fight it itself. Doesn't have any luck there. And then we cut to Bulk and Skull. And so, look, when you have... Sorry, let's rewind a little second. When you have a Megazord battle every single issue, they kind of all blend together and none of them are too memorable. I liked this Megazord fight because the Rangers were defeated. And even when the Dragon Zord shows up, it's defeated. So it was just a cool, different fight. I love that they introduced this green Chaos Putty that the Power Rangers can't beat, because it beats everyone so easily, other than Draken and bigger villains like that. So I really enjoyed this. It was different, and it was one of the more memorable Zord fights, especially when you have Tommy struggling with the Chaos Putty, and then the Dragon Zord comes in, and then they're about to combine, and Zed kind of blows it all up. But before that, we cut in that alley where Candace, Bulk, and Skull, and we know that Candace is from Eltar. She's the same species as Zordon, and they're in this alley. They knocked out one of the putties, and Bulk confronts her while Skull is unconscious and says, "Hey, you're cheating on my buddy. He loves you." And Candace is overwhelmed that she's like, wow, he loves me. And then she kind of dips out as Skull wakes up. So we know something bigger's been going on with Candace, but obviously Bulk and Skull don't know, but they'll revisit that later, I'm pretty sure. And you know what? I love what they're doing with Bulk and Skull, and then how this Candace character has put a spotlight on their friendship, because the Bulk and Skull characters from the TV show are silly. They have their redeemable qualities, but overall, some of the most cheesiest parts of Power Rangers, are associated with them. So these comics, from the very beginning, making them these YouTube reporters following the Power Rangers around, they really just kind of rebooted these characters and made them very likable. And basically, for these last couple issues, and especially this issue, I love the loyalty that Bulk is showing to Skull, saying, look, you can't break my friend's heart. I'm going to have to be the one to put them back together. Love that stuff. And I think that while Candace was dating Skull as a disguise, and I don't think that she's going to maybe be a couple with him, I think she's overwhelmed with emotion about that. A human person loves her like that. So that'll be interesting. We'll see where that goes. But love that whole storyline going on with Bulk and Skull and all that stuff. So we see Zed blow up and prevent the combination of the White Tiger Zord and the Thunder Zord, and the Dragon Zord. With the Dragon Zord coming in is dope. And while this fight is going on, so look, throughout this issue, they eliminated possible people who could be the Green Ranger, right? They eliminated Lord Draken a while ago. So I thought it could be Grace, because she's wearing green a lot in these comics. I obviously thought it could be Matt. Who knows? I thought it could have been Candace. So those were the three that I thought were still in play here, right? And who knows? It could have been anybody else. But those were the three who were in play. So throughout this issue, they kind of eliminate those who it could possibly be until it's finally revealed. The first elimination was Grace Sterling, because they show the Green Ranger with the flute on the battlefield controlling the Green Dragon Zord, and then they they show Grace in her lab, and she says, or she's kind of communicating with Tommy saying, let's team up. And so obviously it wasn't her. Boom, eliminated Grace. And now I'm like, okay, could be Candace, and Matt's still in play. The only thing is they've only shown Matt in this entire new story run, meaning Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, once when he was working out with Rocky, and Tommy met him. So he's not somebody that's going to be on everyone's mind while they're reading this issue, but definitely was on mine, obviously. So the Rangers are just crap out of luck. They are going to lose this fight, and they could die. I mean, obviously they're not going to die, but they were in deep crap. So, and Alpha already said that he can't, or Zordon or Alpha, I forgot who, already said they can't teleport them out of there. Something's blocking it. So they get teleported out of there, and then they're in the command center, and Tommy's like, whoa, good one, Alpha. And they're like, that wasn't us. And what do you know? Candace comes out of the shadows, and Candace reveals that she teleported him and says she is Zelia of Eltar. So we now know that she is Zelia. I might call her Candace because that's the name I'm familiar with her with. But we got Zelia of Altar revealing herself. And it's revealed that Zordon didn't know she was there. And she says that her goal is to make sure the Power Rangers survive at all costs. So she's been behind the shadows, watching the Power Rangers, making sure they survive at all costs. And she says, for a third Altarian war is upon us. So that means all these flashbacks to Eltar, her being there, things like that are leading up to this Altarian war. So that's another storyline going on. So we have so much stuff going on, which is cool because this is a huge universe. So it's cool not to have just one overarching big story arc going on. And I like that. We have the stuff with the Imperials, with the Omega Rangers, and with Draken. We have the Altarian War stuff. We have the Green Ranger. We have Zed. It's cool. There's so many enemies going on at once, and it's a really cool thing. So that's a big reveal right there. And we finally get her name, so that's awesome. And then so when they show Zelia, and then Grace says, or Zed starts putting a force field over Angel Grove, right? And Grace says, get the Green Ranger here right away. That eliminated Zelia because she was at the command center and the Green Ranger was in there. And if she teleported to the command center, Grace probably would have been aware of it. So it eliminated Zelia. So I thought it could have been Grace, could have been Zelia. And so then we're like, okay, who is it? And I'm thinking it's going to be too good to be true for me for it to be Matt. So who is it? And they could have, there's a number of other options they could have done, right? But, I mean, we could speculate who it possibly could have been, but we know it was Matt, obviously. And basically the Rangers, I don't think Zed knows that the Rangers teleported out because he says he wants to take their home and take them captive or whatever. But he puts this force field over Angel Grove, and it seems like the Power Rangers are out of it. But then Grace demands the Green Ranger be brought in. And then this broadcast starts going off to all the devices in the city. And it looks like the Green Ranger's stuck inside the force field. So this Green Ranger starts telling the world or the city, everybody, I wish I could tell you it's going to be okay, but I'm not sure. We're going to do whatever we can to save you, all this stuff. And he says, to make you feel more comfortable, I'm going to show you who I am. And I think this was kind of a crack at the Rangers for keeping their identities hidden. And look, it's not their choice. Zordon tells them they can't reveal their identities. I believe he says that in the very first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And this show, or these comics, kind of stick with the same mythology that was introduced in the show. So but he's not a Power Ranger under Zordon, so he doesn't have any rules like that. So it reveals that it's Matthew Cook is the Green Ranger. Bam! I was right. That is awesome. Look, I'm not trying to be arrogant, but you got to understand, for over 2 years, maybe even longer, I've been saying this is the case. So it feels pretty good. And I love it because I like that character. Glad he's the Green Ranger. Man, this is the best issue of this newer run so far. And look, obviously, even if they... Look, I would have been upset if they didn't reveal the Green Ranger yet again. But even if they didn't reveal the Green Ranger, it's not just because of that. That adds a huge cherry on top. But it's not just because of that. It's just there was so much going on, so much unique stuff. And I think they had these setup issues knowing there was a big bang coming. And it delivered. And I'm hoping the Omega Ranger issues can pick it up. But I really dug this. This is a win for me. 5 out of 5 power coins. That's how I'm going to start reviewing stuff. Whether it's a movie or a comic or whatever television show episode, whatever it is, we're going to do it by power coins. Out of 5 power coins, if I give something a 6 power coin, it means it's just incredible. Like it broke the scale. But the rating is 5 out of 5, and I give this 5 power coins. It doesn't get a 6 power coin because I think that has to be reserved for very, very special, uniquely great things. But 5 out of 5 is amazing. Loved it. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think of this issue? What did you think of the reveal of Matt? Are you glad it's Matt? Did you have somebody else in mind? Do you wish it was somebody else? Let me know in the comment section. I really want to hear your thoughts. And what did you think of the whole issue? What did you think of the fights, the flashbacks to Eltar, Candace being revealed to be Zelia, the Bulk and Skull stuff? I want to know what you guys thought. Let me know in the comment section. Again, I am Jacob Bartley, the host of Off the Grid, a Power Rangers podcast. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like Power Rangers at all. I'm going to review every single comic, deep spoiler speculation. I'm going to review any future TV episodes. I'm reviewing the Power Rangers series. I just reviewed Power Rangers Ninja Storm, and you can find that review on this channel. And I'm going through that journey, getting ready to start the next one, even though they're not on Netflix anymore. But again, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next week, and again, check me out. Every Wednesday, we do a new episode of Off the Grid, a Power Rangers podcast, right here on this YouTube channel. Until then, may the power protect you.